Welcome back, everybody. All right. We got first, before getting farther, new addition to the board. I've got essentially the rest of the points, but I got it listed by team because this is the leader circle battle. That is why the two primas are in parentheses, because they do not factor in, as they're not one of the 25 chartered teams. Otherwise, the 77 car that Stingray Rob drives would be below the line, but instead, what's really the battle at the moment between the two Rahalls, not driven by Graham Rahal, and Stingray Rob. And Rob's got it by 7 points over Foster, and yeah, so there's that. Expanded the board a little bit because of that, and because of that, a little bit more room to go over the track guide for Road America. Really not super exciting week. Some new stuff being announced. Plo's gonna have Solo Cup on his car. Gateway Views got over Gateway had over 1 million viewers. There are a couple other noteworthy news articles that I have completely spaced on since the last news. Well, I guess the car getting delayed to 2028 being officially said by IndyCar is noteworthy. Apparently also the 2026 schedule is imminent. So we could see it within the next month. Road America in Elkhart Lake or Plymouth, Wisconsin. That's why I got all the Wisconsin gear on, of course. See, 4.048 miles, 6.51. Got the whole thing. Go down the front stretch in the turn 1. Got the barely turn 2, turn 3, barely turn 4 into the Moraine sweep. You end at 5, go up to 6. Take turn 7 into the hurry downs. You take it to 8, 9, 10 of the carousel. Bend is like here for some reason. It's where the chicane is. And the turn 11 is the kink. Oh, kink! New news. They're adding some grass-rete to the outside for runoff. It's basically concrete that allows grass to go through. So I hope that goes pretty good. So anyway, through the kink, into the kettle bottoms, and the turn 12, which is Canada Corner, under Matt Valley, you get to the Billy Mitchell Bridge, which is no longer there. That was there. Took that out around 20 years ago. And then turn 14, bam. Opened September 10th, 1955. First racing here was some SCCA sports car race. Seeing in 56, there was a cup race won by Tim Flock. And then they decided to leave for a few years, and they came back in 2021. And they left after 2 years. So 3 total cup races. First race here was in 1982. Al Unser was leading and begun the Unser curse at Road America. We talk about the Andretti curse at the Brickyard, but the Unser curse at Road America, no Unser has ever won here. It doesn't help that Bobby Unser retired the year before he came on the schedule. But Al Unser ran out of gas on the last lap and allowed Hector back in his final start to lead the only lap of his career, and he won the race. Yeah, crazy. Most wins here. We got a 3-way tie at 3 wins. Mario Andretti and Michael Andretti. Michael famously picked up one of his wins in similar fashion to Hector back with Al Unser Jr. faltering late race. And then Emerson Fittipaldi wins. Newman Haas Racing, the most winningest team here with 10 wins. Lola at the moment is still the most winning chassis manufacturer with 12 wins. It should be noted Dallara will pick up 11 here this year. And yeah, so there's that. So they'll tie them next year, assuming Road America's on it. Sure. Winningest engine manufacturer, Chevrolet with 10 with an asterisk. And that's not because Honda could tie it with a win this year. It's because if you add up Cosworth and Ford Cosworth and count that as one, They have combined for 15. I think it might be like 9 Cosworth and 6 Ford Cosworth, or it's the other way around. I think it's 6 and 9. It's a 55 lapper. That's 222.64 miles or 358.304 kilometers. For those of you who prefer the metric system. And honestly, with how simple it is, with you know what a kilometer is. It's just 1,000 meters. You know what a centimeter is. It's 100 make up a centimeter. Meter. I don't blame you. Drivers to watch for today's race. Not today, this weekend's race. Yeah, I know Penske's kind of a cop-out again, especially considering all 3 of them were retired. But since we started coming back in the 10 races? Yes, 10 races. Newgarden's won 2, so he's looking to add to this list. Powers won 2. He's looking to add to this list. Scotty Mack is not yet won here. But as you can see, he led the most laps and was on the podium last year. This does feel like if any place that somebody's gonna, it feels like if Penske's gonna randomly break through to win a race this year, it feels like, just the way it feels like with how snake bit they are on oval, it's gonna happen on a road course. And if it's gonna happen on a road course, I think it's gonna happen on Road America. I'd be very alarmed if they do not win this race, to be honest. But we'll see what kind of pace they have. And they're not the only guys, especially Power and Newgarden. They're not the only person going to join the Andretti's and Emo as 3-time winners here. Scott Dixon has done it. He's won it twice, so he's going for his third win. And Alex Palou in 2025 could honestly be the favorite. Probably is the favorite, considering a 73-point lead. Although that gap has shrunk dramatically since the 500. A 25th and an 8th. And I know he crashed out. He got crashed out by Malukas. But honestly, the way that thing was working out, he was only going to get 7th and 8th. So he's had a bit of a drop in speed lately. Now, Colton Herta has never won here. His 2 worst results here. One of the 2 COVID races. No, not the 2 COVID. 2019. That was a pre-COVID race. He was on pole and finished, I believe, 8th. That's his worst finish here is 8th. I'm hoping I'm not jinxing him. If we look over at 2024 real quick, he's got his 2nd worst result of 6th. He's been in the top 5 the other 5 races. He's 5 for 7 at getting in the top 5 here. With a 6th and an 8th. He's bound to win one of these races. Before I go over last year's, the question is going to be asked, if you want to go back and watch a race, which race to watch? Well, honestly, I could have just made this one. Not because there's been a ton of bad races here, but there's one race you absolutely should watch. I have yet to watch it. But I've watched, I guess, condensed highlights of this race, and it is fantastic. So I'll talk about the other 2 first. 1994, the Penske domination year. As you can see, Paul Tracy on pole. Now, 1994 is kind of a rough year to go back and watch because Penske's going to end up winning 12 of the 16 races. I'm sorry, that's kind of a spoiler, but Penske absolutely dominated. That chassis was pretty much dominant everywhere but the Brickyard. I don't know if the chassis was good at the Brickyard or not. We'll probably not know because they brought the Beast engine and that thing just blew literally everyone out of the water. The only reason they didn't sweep the top 3 spots was because Tracy blew one of the motors and Emo put himself into the wall and dropped out of the race, trying to lap second place his teammate Al Unser Jr. 2020, the second COVID race, Pato and pole. That was a surprisingly good race, and it was back and forth between Pato and Felix Rosenqvist. I will not spoil it for you who won that race, but that was a great battle, really back and forth. You know, it kind of felt like it was going to be one of those two guys you weren't quite sure which one it was going to be. 1996. Oh boy, 1996. This might be the greatest road course race in IndyCar history. I'm dead serious on this one. And you know, I'm sometimes advocating, sometimes these calm races with not that many yellows are really good. Here's a chaotic race. I know. I know it's chaos, good chaos. Holy cow! The first half was mental. The second half calmed down. Still had stuff happening. The last lap was insane. Holy cow! We got guys wrecking. We had an entire team taken out by a Brazilian who had lost his mind. We had 2 flips in one day. We had Robbie Gordon being the voice of reason. What kind of madness is this race? All-timer calls from Bob Varsha and Danny Sullivan on call. Come on, look at this. You better take a look at this race. You better look at that race. It's an incredible race. I highly recommend it. But nobody in that field is still racing. A lot of these people are. Although there's 3 people who finished in the top 15 that aren't on the grid this year. Power One, not let's say dominating, but Penske dominated. That's 37 laps led out of 55. Plomatch 3 laps led. Kirkwood finished the top 5. He also led 3 laps. Herta 6th. He led 9 laps. Romain Grosjean was 7th. Solid run for him. Pato back in 8th. Marcus Ericsson 9th. Graham Rahal 10th. He's still pretty good at these roadies. Lundgaard 11th. And that's still in their teammates. Linus Lundqvist won the pole and finished 12th. He didn't lead the lap because of the chaos in the first lap. That was sad. Maybe wish he would have led laps. He might still be in an IndyCar. Theo Pourchaire 13th. He led 3 laps. Yeah, he was all right. He was pretty good in IndyCar, I guess. He was all right. I don't know. Felix Rosenqvist in 14th. He's had some, as evidenced by us talking about 2020 race 2, he's had some pretty good runs here. Santino rounded out the top 15. So, out of any of these guys, who do I think is going to win? Do I bet it on Penske winning this week? I don't think Dixon quite has the pace. Well, the pace. Yeah, that's the thing. Dixon can still win if he pulls Dixon things and he just completely strategies everybody. Depends on what him and Mike Hull have hooked up. Do I bet on the strategical genius of Barry Wanzer once again and go with Alex Below? Or, with reports that Michael Andretti having left the team has actually bettered Andretti Global's performance, do I take a flyer on an Andretti guy like Colton Herta? Alright. So, I don't know who I'm going to write. I've got 2 names in mind. your winner of the, I believe, what, the Expel Energy Grand Prix, or is it just the Expel Grand Prix of Road America? I'm taking a chance on this one. I'm saying Colton Herta finally wins here, and we break up the Palou Kirkwood dominance. Yes, this is a very bold prediction. But I think a lot of people at least like to see Herta win. I like Kirkwood, and Palou's my favorite driver, and even I would like to see a Colton Herta win this week. But maybe you want to see something different. Obviously, leave that down in the comments who you want to see win or who you think will win. Although the viewership these get, if I get one person even in the comments, it'd be huge. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for the Road America preview. Take care, guys. See you next time.